Hey Nerd Union, it's May the 4th, and you know what that means. Hmm? Hmm? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. It's Commander Shipp here with a State of the Nerd Union special address. This is not a full episode. Our full episode is not coming back for a while. But it's Star Wars Day, it's May the 4th, and I just want to go over some cool headlines that came out today, and also just kind of give you my feelings of where the Star Wars universe is. You may agree or disagree. We know Star Wars fandom's topsy-turvy right now, but I think there's some things to really be excited about, regardless of how you feel movie-wise or show-wise. Alright, so the first big piece of Star Wars news. Taika Waititi, you know him from Thor Ragnarok, Jojo Rabbit. He's going to be directing and co-writing a new Star Wars film. We don't really know when it's going to happen. We know he'll be co-writing it with Krysty Wilson-Cairns. She helped write on 1917, the Sam Mendes World War I movie, which was really good. Like you saw this past December, it was really good. It was that continuous shot movie. For Ragnarok, with Taika Waititi who directed and helped co-write. It's really good. Helped save Thor. I don't know if you remember, but go back and watch the original Thor and Thor: The Dark World. Those movies aren't that great. Like I know they're MCU movies, and we watch them because no, we don't. I skip them whenever we have to do an MCU rewatch. I do. I don't have any care to go back and rewatch them. So maybe I do it because I want to see Loki and Thor interact, but that's it. It's not because of anything else going on in those movies. So Waititi saved Thor. Letting him do a Star Wars, I think that's a fantastic idea. He's already in the family now. He's already in the Disney family. So why not go ahead and use some of your talent that's there in-house? I think that's a smart move. And he's already gotten to work with Jon Favreau in The Mandalorian. That last episode of The Mandalorian was really good as well. I think all those, if we're being honest, I've really liked every episode of The Mandalorian. I can nitpick, but really, I liked all of them. So I think that's a really solid decision. It's probably a really good way to right the ship a little bit. And again, I'm going to give you my opinion on where I think stuff's at in a second, but this is great news to have on May the 4th. Like, I'm going back, I'm rewatching the original movie, almost done, getting ready to see the trench run and everything. So I'm having a really good day. I'm really excited. Let's see, the other piece of news, Leslye Headland, Russian Doll, helped directed 4 episodes of Russian Doll. That was on Netflix. Really great a groundhog time travel kind of show. If you haven't seen it, definitely recommend you go check it out. She's gonna be launching a new Disney Plus series. Man, we're getting a lot of Disney Plus series. We'll get to that in a second. But this is also a really smart writer and director, so I think she's gonna do a great job as well. So these are some really positive Star Wars news. We don't know if so going back to Waititi's movie, don't know if that's supposed to be after the new trilogy, if it's like going to like Old Republic stuff. No idea. I mean, it's just fresh off the presses, so we'll see what it's actually going to be about. But again, super excited, and have no idea if that relates to the unconfirmed like Star Wars trilogy that Rian Johnson was supposed to cover. So, all right. Let's get to some thoughts I've had pent up for a little bit. So yeah, I think most of us could agree this recent Star Wars trilogy was not the best. I still appreciate everything that it tried to do, particularly Last Jedi. I know that's the most divisive one out of the 3. Even as much as I laughed at Rise of Skywalker in the theater, and the rest of the Nerd Union crew can attest, because I had to stop me because I started giggling at the Star Destroyer scene. Yes, spoilers, whatever. You'll deal with it. When they said all the Star Destroyers had Death Star weapons on them, like that was I couldn't take it anymore. But it's still Star Wars. Like at the end of the day, like you know what you're getting into. Like you know the qualities that you're gonna get. It's not the downplay or make Star Wars sound like it's always been bad. Like that's not the case. But it is what it is. Disney did a cash grab. Disney didn't plan this out for a free movie arc. Like that's very apparent. And it is what it is. We got some good stories in it. We got some new heroes. Would have liked to see more of them. I could have as much as we love Carrie Fisher and like Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill, probably see a little less of them and let the new kids shine. Right? If this is their trilogy, like really let them take over and run the show. And this trilogy just really felt beholden to the past, or nostalgia, as I like to call it. And it's not a surprise Star Wars of all franchises would be stuck with nostalgia. Like, that's a current problem that's happening in Hollywood blockbusters right now, and it's no surprise that that's still a thing that even Star Wars would be wrestling with almost 30 to 40 years later. It's just sad to see that have affected this series so much, to where fans can't even really enjoy something good when it's happening for and to them. But again, if you don't like the new trilogy, you don't have to like the new trilogy. There's plenty of new Star Wars that you can enjoy. We've had the new Clone Wars series, which I'm trying to get caught up on, so don't ruin anything for me. I won't ruin anything for you, but I've heard great things on it. Gonna get caught up and hopefully enjoy this last season of that. Mandalorian season 1 was fantastic, and we're getting a second season, and we're getting Ahsoka in it. Oh my goodness. Whew. Like, and Rosario Dawson getting cast as that. What? Sign me up. Things we still don't know about. The Rogue One prequel series, Cassian Andor and K2SO with Diego Luna and Alan Tudyk. Still slated to come out, but with all productions and stuff being shut down, we don't know what the actual timetable of that. And then we talked a little bit about the Star Wars trilogy with Rian Johnson. Still don't know where that's going to be at, because originally that was supposed to be the who was it? The Game of Thrones writers, and they're officially out of that, so they're not going to be doing that. So again, kind of, I don't know if Waititi's movie is the kickstart of that. Maybe, hopefully if it is the kickstart of a new trilogy, they'll plan that out a little bit better. Or maybe he's just getting like a one-shot movie, like a Solo. Which honestly, if y'all hate Solo, I encourage you to give that another shot, because I originally didn't like it. And maybe it was just in my feelings about Star Wars when I watched that and went back and gave it another shot and really enjoyed it. So yeah, Star Wars is in a is in a weird spot. I don't think it has to be all bad. And I think it just helps if we're being honest about what is and isn't working. It's like, and I think things that we could probably agree on is that that trilogy didn't do what we wanted it to do. Or maybe, actually, I'll say it one more time, maybe a better way to say it is, we all had different expectations. And I think that some people were really excited, myself included, about a new way that the series could go. And then when it came to what we got, it was this mix of nostalgia pleasing and trying to go forward, and it wasn't cohesive. Which is disappointing. Like, I get it. It's your childhood love, and it's something that people now are passing on to their kids, grandkids, getting in the third and fourth generations of people getting to watch and enjoy Star Wars, or maybe probably getting on the fifths. So I understand that, but it's still Star Wars at the end of the day, right? I mean, I could nitpick this thing to death. I really could. I have done it. I'm kind of tired of doing it. Like, I kind of want to just. I'm not trying to put Star Wars on a pedestal, but I kind of want to put it in this box where I'm just like, I'm not going to tear you apart anymore. It's not that you're getting in the past. It's just I just don't have the energy to fight this anymore. So if I had to give a state of where Star Wars is, that's where I'm at. That's my current place on it. It could change because honestly, my feeling towards Hollywood studios in any given moment, particularly when it comes to blockbusters, I always tend to go back towards you're ruining everything, and movies are as worse as they've ever been. But that just doesn't stand with history. Hollywood's always been pumping out as many sequels, prequels, reboots of series as they can. Like, that's just, if you see the history of Hollywood and how many mummies we have, how many Frankenstein movies we have, like, that's just the history of Hollywood. So it's not a surprise that eventually, and Lucas might have done this even if Disney never bought it, that we start getting rehashes of the same thing, and or the quality would start to dip. Like, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. We still have plenty of Star Wars to choose from if you don't want to watch new things that are coming out. You still got the original trilogy. If you're a prequel lover, if you like the prequels more, I don't personally understand that, but hey, that's your choice. I'm not fighting you on that anymore. So, rest of the Nerd Union writers and staff might disagree with me. That's up to them. We can always have some friendly back and forth on these, but I think Star Wars is a lot better off than it has been in the last couple of years, especially out of that dark period between prequels to the sequel trilogy. Like, we don't want to talk about that. That was, if we're talking about vitriol, that was definitely the second highest area of vitriol compared to what we're in right now. So I'm glad to not be back there. and hopefully we'll get out of where we are right now. But that's the news, folks. That's what you got to look forward to. New Star Wars on the way. It'll be a little bit. Like we said, Love and Thunder's got to wrap production, and then he can turn his sights onto that. But really excited. So, State of Nerd Union signing off. And again, I hope that this show will be able to come back pretty soon and get you on to other topics. And me and Tom will probably talk about this a little bit more on the show tomorrow night for Commander Shipp show. But we're going to be still tackling DCEU, so we don't want to spend a ton of time on it. But again, may the 4th be with you. Enjoy your day, all right, and have a good 4th.